Dio Chrysostom on Grief. That many men should become voluntary subjects to pleasure is by no means unaccountable. Her bewitching blandishments engage their allegiance. But acquiescence in a slavish subjection to grief is totally irrational and strange. Under the pain and anguish of torture the most severe, we continue with her, nor admit that reason who would set us free and rescue us from our torments. Yet what is more abject than a man in sorrow? What spectacle so degrading? For this affection apparently reaches even to the body, by contracting it and rendering it a gloomy and unsightly object. Then, not only to abandon ourselves to this corrupter of the intellect, but to superinduce an exhibition of external devices also, black apparel, wringings of the hands, and sittings in the dust, so that the mind itself is compelled in some measure by these contrivances never to relinquish its uneasiness, but to be constantly brooding on its sufferings, under a persuasion that no deliverance can be effected, since some fresh occasion of sorrow is perpetually presented to their eyes. Is not this the excess of folly? For either the death of a relation, the sickness of some domestic or of ourselves, loss of reputation or of fortune, disappointment of purpose, immoderate engagements, danger, 1,000 other incommodities occur in life, some of which, as if from necessity, are always present. In short, if they experience a season wholly free from every disquietude, still the expectation of misfortune, and a knowledge of its possible arrival at any time, takes fast hold on the minds of men so unhappily disposed. On which account, we must not confine ourselves to a specific consolation for every separate affliction, because the uniform wretchedness of human life renders this an impracticable task. But we must pluck the passion from our souls, and, under a most resolute determination that grief is wholly inexcusable in a man of understanding, we must live henceforward in a state of freedom from her tyranny and a fearless disregard of all embarrassments. In reality, none of these things are formidable, but are made so by erroneous persuasions and our imbecility. From this cause, the generality of men are constantly recalling to memory any calamity which has befallen them, though the recollection be attended by uneasiness. Like children who are eager to meddle with fire after suffering severely from it, and, if not prevented, will certainly meddle with it again. But as they who go forth to the battle naked, under an expectation of eluding the weapons directed at them, will derive no benefit from their agility, through the impossibility of guarding against every weapon in their way, and will perceive the necessity of a strong breastplate and a complete suit of armor to repel the weapons which may strike upon them. So the man who steps forwards into life will find himself incapable of evading and preventing every blow of those 10,000 in succession which fortune will level at his head, and must feel the expediency of a firm and hardy mind, invulnerable if possible, and unmoved by calamity, or at least not easily affected and impressible to the slightest blow. So certainly are frequent stabs and a multiplicity of wounds the inevitable portion of mortality. Thus, also, if they, whose feet are tender and unworn, walk without shoes, no way will be found so smooth as to conduct them without pain and bruises. But the least roughness will incommode them. Whilst such as are accustomed to go unshod will find no inconvenience even in the most rugged road. Since then our infelicities are so numerous, what should be our view, but, with an unavoidable perception of misfortune, and a tranquil acquiescence under it, to keep ourselves from the most ignominious degradation of humanity, a lazy importunity of petition to the gods that this or the other event may not befall us. A conduct not less irrational than if an unsheltered traveller in the rain should pray to escape every single drop which was falling on him. Now the untowardnesses of fortune surpass the drops of any shower in number. Or what should you think of that mariner who, instead of attending to the helm and receiving with propriety the course of incidents, should pray that no wave might strike upon the vessel? Come now, vain mortal. If all things else go well with thee, what security hast thou of living till the morrow, without being suddenly snatched away from all this appearance of enjoyment and felicity? In all reason, then, the foremost subject of your grief and apprehension should be the incertitude of human things. But if you take this also into your consideration, that the term of life is momentary and almost nothing, that the most prosperous and happy have been surprised by death, and that the same termination is fixed for yourself, though your life should be extended to extreme old age, you will soon acknowledge the excessive frivolity, the outrageous foolishness of regarding any possible circumstance as formidable, as important, or worthy of admiration, this one excepted, the enjoyment of a single day at least, without sorrow, without fear, and similar tormenting passions. Jason, the fable tells us, made use of a certain efficacy which Medea communicated to him, and was thus protected from the dragon and the bulls with flames issuing from their nostrils. We also must procure this efficacy from the same Medea, who is the emblem of true wisdom, and despise in future all the contingencies of mortality. Otherwise, each event will prove fire unto us, and a sleepless dragon. Every man supposes his own misfortune to be the most dreadful and lamentable of all others, as he thinks his own burthen to be the heaviest. But this only proves the weakness and inefficiency of his body. A stronger man, and more exercised by laborious exertion, would carry the same load with ease.